Ladies and gentlemen, now we have a keynote presentation, and for that, please help me welcoming on the stage Mr. Vipin Atri, who is the Associate Power Sector Advisory, Nangianxt. He has worked with ADB in northeastern states in India, an electrical engineer by education and associate advisory by profession. Let's welcome Mr. Vipin Atri on the stage.
I will be covering up with the introduction to the smart meters, the AMI, and the smart metering implementation status in India, followed by challenges of the mass rollout. We have been discussing that how this huge crores and crores of number of smart meter will be implemented in India. So I will be discussing in detail that what are the challenges linked to that implementation, the mass rollout of those meters. Along with, I have proposed some of the mitigation measures which can be taken in order to help out with the mass rollout of smart meters. So I think we all of us here are the experts and the pioneers in the particular sector and the industries. So covering up the definition of smart meter would not be right. So we all know that a smart meter will be the devices that will help us to real-time analyze the data which is coming up from all the three basic utilities. Whenever I come up with electricity, be it water, be it gas, smart meter can be implemented to any kind of utility which human uses. So these are the key advantages of shifting to a smart metering infrastructure. I can get the real-time consumption data, I can get the peak demand data, voltage levels, power outage notifications, tempering alerts. We India suffer from huge AT&C losses, and some of the states have more than 30% of AT&C losses, and implementation of smart meters in those states will help us out in identification of those areas which are prone to the theft. Because we have some of the tempering logs in the smart meters. So they let us know that temper has been done. It gets logged into the meter, and no one can eradicate it or remove it from that. Only once the utility scans the meter, they get the data out of that meter that the particular area is a high theft prone area. And in that way, we can target that area and help out the vigilance team in identification of those meters and those areas. And I get the real-time billing data. I can build up the load profiles of those areas, followed by a remote disconnect and connect. So the AT&C losses would be reduced in such a way that I can remotely disconnect the consumer who is not paying the bill on time. And I don't have to send a meter person or the meter reader to make sure or cut out the connection. And the moment the consumer pays the bill, I will reconnect him to the utility. And meter health and diagnostics can also be carried out with the smart meters. So this is a basic AMI infrastructure. I think yesterday it was covered, so let's skip this. So these are some of the stats as per the National Smart Grid Mission. So we have installed, sanctioned amount is about 22 crores, and installed is about 1 crore 26 lakh, and balance is about 20 crores. And these are some of the key agencies like EESL, NSGM, PFC, RSC, utility, who have been doing a very great job in India, because coming to the India, we have very huge population, and handling very huge population and implementing a smart metering infrastructure in India is a very challenging task. And these agencies have done a very great job in implementation of smart meters. So now coming up with the challenges. So as yesterday we were talking about the data privacy. So this is the main challenge linked with the smart meters. I get a lot of data, and I don't know how that data can be misused, because sometimes it also contains some personal data of that consumer. It contains their connection number, their household addresses, which can be in the digitized 21st century age, it can be misused in a very simple way. So like data privacy and security, consumer awareness and acceptance, because the people living in the villages, they are more reluctant in getting smart meters because they don't know. They have only one thinking that the new meter will cause me more bill. So educating them in such a way that this smart meter will give you less bill, because it will the dummy readings, and there are some more dummy units which are covered in the old metering infrastructure. So effective, because I have precision of these smart meters is very high as compared to the old meters. And I can get the scalability and the interportability of those meters because there are different manufacturers and different manufacturers coming up with different technologies. But we have to think out, as all the engineers and all the pioneers of the industry, we have to think out of a solution that we can call it out as one nation, one meter. Why different meters? Just use a simple architecture and then follow it over the different companies and they can manufacture out, and in a way they can all collaborate. So I am not dependent on a single company for the mass rollout because the target is very high. And unless and until all those smart meter manufacturers comes together, we cannot achieve it. So as a mitigation, we can strengthen the cybersecurity measures by protecting consumers' data, by implementation of firewalls and different cybersecurity measures, followed by consumer awareness and acceptance. We can roll out some of the public hearings and educate the people in the village areas, in the remote locations, that how these smart meters will help in increasing the per capita consumption and other factors which our normal consumer faces day by day. And followed by that, we also have a cost management factor in that, which needs to be mitigated because every utility needs to have 100% billing in order to get AT&C losses down. And followed by that, supply chain management, because as I told, India needs 1 meter, 1 nation. So I'm telling about the hardware aspect of those meters. If I have identical hardware and identical softwares, but manufactured by different manufacturers, let's take an example of laptops. Laptops are manufactured by different companies, but the operating system, that is Windows, that is common to all. So in that way, I can replace that laptop anytime and get the same use case. Just we could also have a similar use case for smart meters also. So in that way, I roll up the presentation and I will let Bansal sir come up and start his session.